Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Connect with Chris and Bill. I'm sure you're wondering where Chris is right now. But at this particular point, we have a very interesting episode because today we are getting to hear from the ladies based on our two previous conversations of what defines a 21st century man. So today, let's see Chris on the set with the ladies.
Folks, as you've heard, this week's conversation is not the same. We've had quite a controversial topic and we've just been talking as gentlemen. But today on the set, we have two ladies and we want to hear what they have to say in regards to what we talked about in what defines the 21st century man in terms of relationship and money.
Hi, I'm Nelly. Grace.
Grace. All right, Nelly and Grace today. We want to hear your opinion in terms of what defines the 21st century man in terms of money and relationship. And it's been, I think the last conversation we had, we were one-sided and we just had an opinion from men. And we'd like to hear what you guys think. I said the other day, what defines the 21st century man in terms of relationship is the 21st century man fears commitment. And he fears commitment because we think the 21st century woman has evolved to a certain level of independence whereby she no longer looks at the man as a source of support. She sees herself as an entire package. So do you think that that's the case? Nelly?
Honestly, yes. I feel like some men do fear commitment in the case that the woman is earning maybe so much more than the guy. So the guy feels intimidated. But really, there's no need to feel that way because some women are accommodating. Okay, but not for long, of course. They will accommodate you, provided when you earn more than we do, you'll also feel free to share with us.
In our own group of men, the society of men, our small cocoons that we sit in, most of us have this mindset that a woman cannot be told what to do, or cannot be told. I was sharing with a friend of mine early on, and we were talking about the traditional African society. And in my opinion, I was like, we need to go back there. Let's stop with the evolution of we are evolving into the 21st century. Women this and this. And Grace, you were so agitated, and you just feel like you have to say something at me. Now, what's your opinion?
I think cultures have to continue evolving. So for you to say that we need to go back where we were,
yes,
that won't happen.
I am for that.
And I understand that maybe you may think that women don't want to be told or things have changed, but the issue with most men is women were brought up to aspire to marriage, to aspire to be with someone. And now we live in a society where we understand we can go to school, we can get educated, we can aspire for more than just taking care of children and staying in the house. So what I do not understand with the fear of commitment is why are men so threatened by that? Because men feel that women should just submit, but the same is not expected of them to love their wives.
What would you say about men's ego?
I think we all have an ego.
But I think a man's ego is much.
You might say that, but ego comes from a point of wanting respect. Men and women want respect. It's just that for men, you have been culturally and in society, you have been put in a position where for you, you are the heads of families, for you, you are the leaders, and it's the same way you motivate one student, they're gonna be the ones to do things more than others.
Right now in the society we live in, 3/4 of the women I see them are, independent, and there's this revolution which is going on, and it's like every woman is turning to be sort of a feminist. In a certain perspective, they want to be, I control everything. My opinion counts, and it's not a must that you say this, I have to follow. It's what I have to say, you have to also follow. I do look at a lot of women in the society right now, so many who are progressed and done a lot for themselves. And there's one common thing I've noted in most successful women. You would find that 3/4 of them do not have that manly figure in their life leading them. It's them leading everything. And from that, that says a lot. And what's your opinion on that, Nelly?
Well, it's because of your egos, huh? That's why you're not there, you're not present. Because for a lady who's high achieving, who's successful, for her to find a guy who can, you know, like...
Is it same caliber? Should the guy meet the same standards, or...
Not really, but support me, you know, support me as I achieve and not feel threatened by my success.
Most men would say she's married to her work and not married to the home or himself.
That's for a guy who stays home all day expecting me to also stay home with him. Huh?
You know, the problem is we never say the same thing about men.
Yeah.
A man will go for paternity leave for 2 weeks and will come home at 10 at night, and everyone will believe he's the ideal man because he's providing for his family. If a woman doesn't serve the husband food, you go back and complain to the mother-in-law that, you know, she's working too hard. That shouldn't be how my wife should be. We talked about feminism, and it is true that women are getting more empowered. Women are understanding that you can want more. What I don't understand is, why is it so threatening to men for women to want more?
Yeah.
And just to take you back to feminism, you need to understand that not every woman is a radical feminist, because now men feel that feminism is an attack on their ego. No, you can still respect men and be a feminist, because as a feminist you understand that there are unequal opportunities, there's unequal pay. We're not trying to be equal to men, we're trying to get equal opportunities. We're trying to say, he does the same work that I do, why wouldn't we be paid the same amount of money? It's the same thing. When Colimo died, people came and started saying women were being given nannies at work, women were being given maternity leave, and it was so fascinating. But in real sense, why should a mother of a child have to struggle to know where the child will stay and still keep their job?
Yeah.
So in terms of commitment, just to wrap it up in one sentence before we move to the last thing, what do you think? Should we fear commitment? Should we fear women? Should we sit in our own cocoons and say we're afraid of, you know, this type of women? You know, should we stop this revolution? Should we encourage the revolution, or should we just be independent in our own ways and just move on with life?
There's no need to fear. That's one. Just support. Yeah.
Support.
Yeah.
One. All right. Support. Grace. Throw those words at me. I feel them. I feel those words coming.
I feel like we all have a lot of growing up to do. So with commitment, you just need to respect each other.
Okay.
That's
What I would tell you, ladies, I think you need to go back to your own committees and have this discussion. And if you guys just understand us as men, and come back and say, all right, fine, you know, I would really want us to go back to where we were, but that's a discussion for another day. But please go tell your fellow feminists and other women that please let us go back to that same tradition. Although I know it will not happen, but it's okay. So next thing, in terms of money, very important. I'll ask you one last question at the after hearing your comments. What defines a 21st century man in terms of money, in my opinion, is his ability to sustain a woman. And I feel a man's, in terms of money, how the man is defined, is he is more focused into looking at, I need to get some money because I need to have a certain lifestyle with a certain lady or types of ladies. And it's a really, controversial matter right now in society, because in every man's mind, Bill mentioned when he was in campus, you'd find students going to do really, shoddy businesses, illegal, just to get some amount of money to go spoil a lady who's in campus, And I know, as a man, you have to provide for the lady. It's a mindset since way time immemorial. But right now, it has evolved to a whole nother level. And do you think that what defines a 21st century man in terms of money is his ability to sustain a woman?
Honestly, yeah. Because I feel like there's pressure nowadays on men to give women money, because you know, for women it's mostly about how you look. You have to look nice, you have to dress well. So where does the money come from? It's the guy, because yeah.
Are you the same women who are saying women are independent?
Yes,
But
we
okay.
are independent,
Yes.
but I feel like men have this pressure, especially nowadays, to have money. Yeah.
Perform for a certain lady.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
I genuinely think no, and I will say this because if the pressure is coming, a lot of pressure is internal pressure. We live in a day and age where if you are in campus and you're being given pocket money by your parents, I'm also being given pocket money by my parents. Yes, there are women who put a lot of pressure on men to provide and to be able to maintain a certain lifestyle that they have. I, however, don't think that we are supposed to think in that way as women. I feel like it's very, very important for you to understand that we are all growing, we are all moving one step at a time. We are in campus, there is the level of financial stability you have at that time, and for a woman to expect a man to take care of everything, for me it's a bit unfair. And I feel it's very, very important for that to be a shift in the mindset of a woman. But you also can't say all women, because we know women who foot the bill for their men, we know women who take their men to school, we know women who help with school fees. So it really depends with where you are in life, but I personally believe that it's also very important to understand that we're all trying to make it.
So from that, let me put you on one baseline. Nelly has said yes, you have said no. Now, my last question. Would you settle with a man who has no coin in his pocket?
If the vision is there, if he's determined to achieve big things, if he's hardworking, yes, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Let's just be honest, Grace. Let's just be honest.
Let's just be honest.
Let's just be honest.
I feel like what you've said is very vague. Has no coin in his pocket. What
Yes,
does that
you
mean?
have no money.
Let's
Let's use me for
mean
example. Let's use me.
You're the host of a TV show. You definitely are not in that category.
Or
Let me put it this
all
way.
right. But you get my point. You get my
I
point.
get what you're saying. Would I be with someone who is not financially stable
Yes.
at this point in life?
Yes.
I think yes, but I will say what motivates women to be with men is after you've done away with all these monetary things, you need to be able to be with someone who is willing to pull the weight, as she said.
Yeah.
Because if you stay with someone who just wants to wake up at 11 and has no focus and wants things to be done for them, then it really doesn't work. You need to be able to also pull your weight.
Yeah.
Because I will also pull my weight.
Yeah.
You know? So ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from the ladies. That's their opinion. However, I feel what defines a 21st century man in terms of money is his ability to sustain a woman or a certain lifestyle that involves a woman. In terms of relationship, there's a lot going on and the conversation is just broad, and we need to have these discussions in our groups, in our communities, in our own little, members side. But remember, the hashtag is ConnectWithChris&Bill. Do like and subscribe down there, and let's keep talking. See you in the next episode.